What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are continuing our Hincapie Spring Series run. Today we are riding along with our teammate Michael. It's a new face to the channel. Michael's FTP is 335. That is 4.1 watts per kg. Coming in at 180 pounds. Race age 31. Fun fact, he does not take a rest day. Check his Strava. Link in the description. Race stats. 46 minutes, 21 miles total, average of 25.8 miles per hour, normalized 319. You guys roasted me in the comments on the previous video, so I'm giving you all the details down to the 10th. Leave me alone. All right, just a quick comparison just on Michael's normalized power versus my normalized power from the Pro 1-2-3 race that we did later. So we raced longer, and my normalized power was almost 30 watts less than Michael's. So needless to say, I did less work. Michael did way more work, and unfortunately we couldn't get him to get on the channel today to record some audio with us. So our schedules couldn't match up, and I'm gonna run this one solo and kind of talk about some stuff Michael did good, some stuff Michael did bad. And newsflash, this is Michael's first ever race. He has been on our team, just having fun, stealing KOMs, doing fast group rides, just being an all-out machine on the bike. And finally this year we got him to get a race bike and try out a race with us. And sure enough, like his first race, he picks a crit with a like pretty technical corkscrew turn. If you look up at the track map, it's the second right-hander that we take into the downhill. And needless to say, Michael, we got to freshen up. We got to brush up on the cornering skills. And then, dude, you'll be super dangerous. So if you see, like, he's already getting gapped on this turn, and we'll mention this a lot, but just there's 1,000 watts. Oh my God. Okay, guys, we're 3 minutes in. So to kind of give you guys a rundown is, again, this is Michael's first race. I am gonna be like kind of critiquing him a little bit. I'm gonna do my best to kind of put myself in his shoes, because I feel like I know how he rides, and I feel like I can like kind of pick some stuff apart and give him some props and also give him some pointers. So without further ado, let's skip ahead to the action and get with this race analysis. All right, everybody, we are 9 minutes in, and we already have a guy off the front doing a flyer. Check him out in the right-hand corner. He's already got a pretty good gap. I mean, it might not look that far, but he's already going downhill, gaining a lot of speed. So we're going to follow along with Michael today, and we're going to try and coach him up a little bit, have some fun. So this is the Cat 4-5 race here at the Hincapie Spring Series. We're in Rock Hill, South Carolina. You guys are familiar with this course if you watch the channel. If you don't, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. It helps the YouTube algorithm and all that BS. So we should be good to go. But look, Michael's pumping out 700 watts. He's letting gaps open up on the downhill. He's got to be more conscious about staying on a wheel and making sure he's not eating a lot of wind, because he's a taller guy, he's a bigger guy, and you want him to be as smart as possible. Pushing ahead, guys. So we have that rider off the front still, and the group is doing, they're trying to figure out, do they want to chase him back, do they not? And I did tell Michael at the beginning of the race, I told him specifically, you know, you'll see some other Newtype teammates in this video. I told Michael specifically, he loves to pull on all of our group rides, and I told him, don't get on the front. And he really took that to heart. He kind of stays mid-pack or on the back end the majority of the race, except for right now. He does a great job moving up and kind of sniffing out the front of the race and like seeing what's going on up here. So again, we've got one guy off the front, probably 30 to 20 seconds. Like, he's got a really good lead, and then you can see it's starting to get strung out all in the front of this race. We got a couple flyers going off. People are really eager to bring that rider back. Well, check out Michael right here. He's starting to get a gap off of this exit of this turn. If you notice, oh man, there's 800, 900 watts. He is just and this is me kind of putting myself in his shoes. I believe he's just kind of warming up to this whole racing thing, the unpredictability of that we all know that's in racing. And he's kind of just staying in his comfort zone and doing what he wants to do. And if you feel like he can go to the front, he's going to do that. But if you feel like he needs to stay mid-pack or back, he's going to do that also. Here's the corkscrew turn. I love this thing, man. So much fun. It's actually like a really late apex, and so you can really float out the outside of the corner. But if you got somebody next to you, you gotta keep it tight, and like you just saw, put out a bunch of watts to get out of the corner and get up to speed on this awesome, fun downhill. All right, we are pushing ahead. We are 18 minutes into this 45-minute crit. I want to put this clip in here. This is like normal bunchy racing. Like, we're on a hill right now, and you'll see up just in front of our teammate Jason and the Newtype kid on the right, you'll see a bunch up right there. And you hear an awesome, like, hold your line. You know, that's classic. Like, just the field getting bunched up, a little surgy, you know, a touch of wheels happens, and then you have the right on cue, hold your line guy. Gotta love it. Other than that, I didn't see anything wrong with this, but I know Michael and some other teammates mentioned it a little bit, but in my opinion, that's normal race tactics, and you're gonna just have that, you know, throughout a race where there's surging and congestion. Pushing ahead, we're 20 minutes in, so just a few minutes later, and the field's gonna slow up right here. It's slightly strung out because they're still chasing back that rider off the front, and it slows up, and Michael just kind of does a great job right here moving to the left. He's still putting power down, but he does an awesome job just getting some free spots without having to throw down 500, 700 watts. And so now he's back towards the front of the race, and he wants to know what's going on. He's checking it out, getting comfortable. There goes our teammate Jonathan on the right. At this point, I wish Michael would have moved up just a little bit to get in maybe some defensive position, but nothing comes of that. Pushing ahead again, a few more minutes. We're 25 minutes in, and I want to watch this gap coming off this turn right here. You got this rider directly in front of him. Just slow to pedal out of the corner. You can tell he's looking tired, and Michael's got to cover this gap. And you can tell it's fast. The field is strung out. They're trying to chase this solo rider back. And that's really what they're going to do here. They're really pushing on to, like, bring this guy back. Michael needs to close this thing down. He needs to get on a wheel to get comfortable. You can see the leader right there coming out of the turn. So they brought him back from like 30 seconds out, back within 10. So, you know, blood in the water, as they say, and the field's ready to bring it back. 1,000 watts down the hill to get his momentum. Jeez. But right here, he uses that wattage appropriately. Like, he's not going to let that power go to waste. And he moves up and gains some spots on the downhill. If he would have kind of just slotted in a little bit, it's really going to pay off dividends later in this race with his fatigue. Well, there goes our other teammate, Big Mike. 6'4", 230 pounds, watts for days. What does Big Mike do? He goes on a flyer up the road to bridge to the solo rider. And he does. He makes it up there, and when he makes it up there, he dug so deep to get to that rider up that hill that he kind of blew himself up unintentionally. All right, real quick, here's another example of kind of a slow corner, and he's creating gaps. We got to close these down. 900 watts to get there again, but the field is going fast right now because Big Mike had bridged up to the leader, so the leader's right there. This is where they catch him. And at the same time, you'll see our teammate Nick on the right picking up pace. When you catch the leader, what do? You counter over the top of him. Perfect execution. Teammate Jonathan coming up the right to go with him. and they're in it. They're keeping this thing hot. Michael's doing a great job taking that corner as comfortable as he feels. No issue there. Obviously, the 900 watts does hurt, but if you look at some of these videos when we do it in this direction, that's pretty normal. On, it doesn't matter if it's the Cat 4.5, the 3.4 race, or a 1.2.3 field. Like, you're still punching out big. All right, we are 30 minutes in, guys. The brake has been brought back, and Michael feeling good. He's got his heart rate down a little bit. So this Albemarle rider does an attack, and Michael decides it's a little late to the party, but he decides he wants to be in the party. Throws down a couple seconds of 1,000 watts to go get this kid. Super impressive. He's got a couple riders on his wheel. The leader who is out in front of him. All right, watch it. Michael's about to get squeezed just a little bit. I don't really have much to say about that. Like, you know, when the speed differential is so big, you know, you're going to have that from time to time in racing. Obviously, it's uncomfortable when you're the guy getting squeezed, but Michael needs to keep the speed up. He should have gone around that blue kit of the Albemarle rider. If I'm botching that name, please correct me in the comments. So now we've got 4 guys on a little bit of a gap. They don't have a big one, but it's enough, you know, to make something happen. And this guy in the yellow, this kid's motivated. Super talented, super strong. You know, a little mouthy in the peloton, but, you know, other than that, he's got all the fitness in the world. So he's here chatting it up, and Michael loses this wheel of the super rider. He's really gotta focus on keeping the wheel closed and getting out of the draft as much as he can. So he's still not on the wheel. Like, that's in their half a bike length. Now the guy flicks him through. Michael's on the front doing his pull, mega pull. Skipping ahead just a little bit when we get to the top of this hill, the super rider comes around and there's no one else with him. I'm right here on the left trying to coach up Michael. I'm trying to, like, get him to stay on that guy's wheel, but I didn't see it. He just did that mega pull all the way up the hill. But unfortunately, he's getting absorbed by the rest of the field. They reacted to their brake, and they get reabsorbed. Teammate Nick's going to come around the left on the front, keep the pace up. Perfect little counter move by a teammate. There's the solo rider, red pants, mustard pants, bro. He wants to be in that. That kid wants to be in all the moves. Well, pushing ahead a little bit, they start getting strung out. Michael's falling back a little bit into the group. And now I think we're like on 2 to go right here. So the race is really together. It's getting strung out in the front. You can see him way down there. That guy gives him a high five, air high five, not sure why. 700 watts. We're coming to the close of this crit, a 45-minuter in the Cat 4.5 field. Michael, you got it. You have to stay on a wheel right here and get the draft. And with how much momentum he can carry on the downhill, just being a heavier rider, he could have honestly slingshot to this little break that's happening. So there's like a 4 or 5 rider little separation that's happening. Guys are tired. They're wrecked. A field of 35, I think, is down to like just over 20, if that. This hill wrecks people. You can see people are anticipating and they want to be up in the field, up there, and that brake's going, man. That brake's going. People are getting irritated right now too. Keep an eye on the cam just above this blue Albemarle rider. One more ahead. You'll see a guy in a red kit right here just throw his hands up. You know, like, he's like, "What are you guys doing?" He's like, "Why aren't you pulling?" Bro, we're all wrecked, dude. If you want to go be up in there, you pull us back. Thought that was funny. You always got some people just, you know, obviously getting frustrated. We're all competitive. They want to be in the mix. And right now, all these riders right here, they're not in the mix. They've let a gap open up. There's 4 or 5 riders off the front. And At this point, I was standing on the sideline. I just told Michael, hey, find your teammates. I believe he's got Nick with him in this little group and maybe one more rider. I can't remember. But now it's like, all right, what can we do to help our team get the highest position we can? Because we already have a rider in the break, actually. Our teammate Jonathan is in that break. So we have a good chance at a podium. But how can we improve for the rest of the series? Man, again, they're coming out of that corner, you know, just leaving a huge gap right here. Like, I mean, we're on the last lap. Like, this has gotta hurt. I think Michael's heart rate is like a max 180, I believe. I'm not 100% sure, but he's been cooking all race. Right now, he's got it down a good bit. He's got it down about 17 beats, but we're last lap. He's been riding for 45 minutes. You know he's cooked. All these other riders are cooked. And he gets dive bombed right here by somebody, and I love it. Perfect, like, last lap scenario that you'll see. Oh my God, 900 watts on the last lap, downhill. What a machine. He does a great job. I'm fine with this right here, just carrying all your speed as you can. But if you could just get a little closer to some of these riders, at least maybe in their draft just a little bit, and I really wanted him to just stand on the pedals and go. But again, he's tired. All these other riders are tired. But Michael does a great job right here, keeping his head on a swivel, staying in the race, and watching people. So unbeknownst to me, he had another 1,000 watts in him. And right here, he gets super lucky with this Valicious rider and kind of stays on his wheel and uses his momentum a little bit. Now he's getting gapped off. Here comes a smaller rider getting gapped off. Another 900 watts on the last lap. His teammate Nick is right behind him in tow. So he's kind of doing his best to pull Nick up the hill, to maybe launch Nick around him. It's not going to work. Nick's fried. Michael's fried. That's the race in front of him. Now it looks like about 8 riders in front of them sprinting to the line. Our teammate Jonathan's in the mix. They're cooking all the way around. Nick's behind Michael right now. Tell him to get around this Oceanic bro and put one more last dig to finish the race. Mid-pack, our teammate Jonathan got 6th out of that bunch sprint. Michael comes in mid-pack. Nick right behind him. Dude, for your first crit, man, you survived. This course it's not really a crit course because of all the elevation gain. Dude, super excited for Michael and all of our other Cat 4-5 riders. This was a really fun weekend because it's kind of a local race for us, and so to have, you know, a lot of riders come out, there's prize money on the line. It's a good time. And when you have a name like Hincapie behind one of these events, it really draws a lot more riders than we see at this course for some of the other events that are done throughout the year. But other than that, guys, that is it. Be on the lookout. We'll be having the P123 race breakdown come out shortly. That is with me, Bryce, and Jake. It's a freaking doozy. Other than that, catch you on the next one.